Well, hello and welcome, everybody, to another glorious episode of the Trial and Error podcast, but we call it The Tap. I have two ladies with me today. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How's it going? Cheers.
Going good. Cheers.
Skål, as us Vikings fans say.
Skål.
But not Chiefs fans.
Oh.
What do you guys... I got to come off salty, come off hot. Got to call you out for your sins.
We like being the villains.
Yeah. Well, if you guys may or may not remember, Maddy Kent making her glorious return to the tap.
Number 4?
3, 4?
3 or 4.
We've come a long way since Evan Williams.
Yes, we have.
But we'll sip on him again, but now a little Angels
Envy. It's not a bad one.
It's good for you.
It is.
It's good for your soul. Angels Envy. But with us is a newcomer, Mickie. What is your last name, Mickie?
China.
Or is it undisclosed?
You want my married name or my...
And your social security number.
I mean, if you want to pay my bills, I'll give you my social security number.
For sure.
Foster is my last name.
Okay. Mickie Foster. Welcome to the podcast, your first podcast.
Thank you.
Yes. And you hail from Wichita, Kansas.
Yes, I do.
Yes. How did you guys are work associates?
Cha.
Well, Maddie, how'd you guys cross paths?
Through our friend Nina.
Yes.
I was looking for some help, and Nina is a trustworthy person. I said, Nina, I need a good person.
That's
to
what you
work
said,
for me."
Nina?
Basically.
She said, I
She's
got
like-
it.
and
I
she's
got a
like-
gal.
She's like, I got your girl. And
You needed help with horses or murdering somebody?
I mean, Mickey's good for both. So.
That girl.
Yeah, just in case.
Always
Yeah.
and forever.
You're down for you're a little handy with the steel.
It's just...
Ain't no geek off the street.
Ain't no geek off the street.
That's right.
And Mickie, what's been your experience with horses? And you guys are both equestrians,
Yes.
people who speak with horses. You interact with them every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Yes.
And how are they? Talk to me about them.
Well,
about
I mean,
these
they're my passion. I've been training horses for 36 years professionally.
So no small feat. You've been around them a time or two.
My mom put me on a horse when I was 3. I started barrel racing at 5.
Oh damn.
And then I broke her heart at 7 and wanted to start showing saddlebreds.
What does that? What does that mean?
High stepping,
Fancy.
Oh,
friend.
you're pinky
She
up
was
now.
English, not Western.
Switching careers.
You gave up the cowboy hat for a top hat? Oh, but why the switch?
Something about him. I did what my mom had me doing, and then I fell in love with that, so I started doing what I love to do, which was my own thing. Mm-hmm. And they never came to a show.
They didn't.
Oh, really? Those jerks. Well, how was
They couldn't really afford it. Saddlebreds are expensive.
that the type of horse or the event?
Both.
Both.
Okay.
So I worked as a groom to pay for my shows. Mm-hmm. So they were all out of state, so they really just couldn't afford
That's
it.
super expensive. But what kept you into that? Over barrel racing just sounds exciting. It looks exciting. I mean, did you have a good time doing it?
I mean, it was all right.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
you wanted the glamour.
You do what your parents
Yeah.
put you. I was just fortunate enough to be able to do it. And then I saw one of my friends showing a saddlebred, and I'm like, oh my God.
This is what's up.
That was it.
And, what about horses have kept you so just about being in the equestrian industry for, you said, 30 plus years?
Oh, well, I get them more than I get people.
Why? I've heard that before. What is it about horses that what do you get about them more than people?
I mean, they say many things without saying anything at all.
Like, fuck you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do they say that to you often, Maddie?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you say it back?
Yes.
Do they understand your frustration?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very emotionally intelligent animals.
Is it looking to their eyes? What about, is it body language? How do they talk to you?
The way they move, the way...
Yeah, their facial expressions, their body language.
Yep.
Yeah, they talk to you.
I love the way they nibble, their lips just, it's so soft, they're little nosies.
Yeah, I got a nice little nibble from Ed on my shoulder today. He
Just
got
a
his
little one.
He got
He
his
chomped
butt
you.
whipped for it.
Yo, you
Wasn't a nice
beat
nibble.
him good, did you?
He was like, nibble, nibble, crunch. You
Oh.
can nibble, nibble all you want, but when you crunch,
Yeah, no teeth.
It's like, oh, you bad,
you
you
get the
bad
hand
boy.
of
You
God.
spanked him a little bit, did you?
Yeah.
Is he a masochist, or like was that punishment, or is he like, oh,
He knew
nay.
it was coming too. The minute he did it, and he
Yeah.
figured out he did it,
He's like,
he
"Oh, yeah."
ran to the back of the stall and he put his head as high as he could because he knew it couldn't reach
Because
it.
Mickey's coming.
He's like, "Oh, this one's
He's
gonna
like,
hurt."
oh. fucked up.
They are magnificent beasts. I have a lot of reverence for
They
them, and I'm scared around them. I mean,
You're getting better.
I'm cautious, very cautious.
And you
I-
should
But let's
Keep
talk.
trying to get him to come out to the barn and ride.
I do need
and
to learn how to
he keeps
ride a horse.
denying me.
If actors can do it, damn it, I can do it.
You think we
But
can throw him
I'm
on
more of a
Empire, right?
steel-toed boot, trucker hat kind of outdoorsman and cowboy.
So
Just the
you need
looks,
to come
not
ride
the
a
actual.
quarter horse then.
Quarter horse.
Yeah, we should take
What's
him
that?
Out, we should take him out to Nina's. And throw him on
We're
something.
gonna get a couple quarter horses out at Nina's.
Yeah.
We can do
They're
that.
low. Their heads are low and they go slow.
So am I. Oh,
So they're nice and soft. They're like the Cadillac
I like.
horses.
Ooh, I
So,
like that.
You know, you just you relax. You sit in the chair and you just
Yeah, you just
you
kinda
enjoy
sit
the
there.
ride. There's not a lot to it.
How does that does sound appealing? How does riding a horse compare to like tractor therapy in terms of like you're riding, you're out there, you just kind of lose yourself a little bit? How does it compare?
Yeah, well, I mean, I do it for a living, so
Yeah,
there's
it's not really the
it's
same
more
for
of
us.
yeah. I don't unless we go trail riding or something. I have
It's a chore.
No, I have a goal in mind, so
Mm.
I'm working towards something. So that's not. I don't really enjoy it.
It's not like zen. Oh, I'm out here on my own free will.
When
It's like oh, it's a job.
when my boyfriend or somebody goes trail riding with me, and
Yeah.
it's just us going down the road, and I
nice.
relaxed in.
That's nice. Given the strength of these animals, let's talk injuries. What kind of boo-boos have you guys had over the years? Maddie, you done messed yourself up pretty good a couple years
Yeah.
ago.
Actually, I've been pretty lucky. Just my shoulder is the only real bad one.
Remind the sliders. So the fans of this podcast, they're not only the smartest, most brilliant, beautiful people out there. My nickname is Sandwich. It's the gamer tag I came up for PlayStation. So the followers of the podcast, they're sliders, little sandwiches.
Oh,
It's
nice.
adorable.
It's adorable.
Who doesn't love sliders?
I saw sandwich on the back of your shirt. I was wondering about
Yeah,
it.
it's a silly nickname. Like, I didn't mean to like arrogantly give it to myself. As I was coming up with this name for my PlayStation gamer tag, like, what's the stupidest thing I can think of? Like sandwich. It's kind of you think about it almost every day. And I was watching Friends at the time. Did you ever watch Friends?
Oh, I love Friends.
My sandwich. Ross has the leftover Thanksgiving sandwich, and the middle piece of bread is I call it the moist maker. Anyways, I'm like, well, that's a silly name. If you get killed by someone named Sandwich, you're gonna feel pretty dumb. So Sandwich it was, and it kind of inadvertently took off like a wildfire.
Nice.
And so I mean, if there's a guy named Meatloaf out there making millions of dollars as a brand, I mean, Sandwich or Jelly Roll,
Carrot Top.
Carrot Top. I'm sure there's other ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cher, Seal, these one name celebrities. Any nicknames over the years, Mickey?
You'll just have to edit it.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Mickey.
What's it?
You gotta
They
use
used to
one.
call me Mick the Dick.
Mick the
What the fuck?
Why
It
did they call
pisses
you?
me off just even saying it out loud.
Oh.
I'm like, why would you
That's
call
so-
me that? I'm like, I don't have a dick. Why are
You
you
can
calling
metaphorically have one. Like women can metaphorically have balls
Yeah.
as well.
it?
You know?
Well, I'm just mean. In general.
Dick is like.
So that's why. And I'm just like, you can't say that.
They did.
But yeah, literally.
It was like in high school.
Yeah,
like just
when-
people
when
being,
did this happen?
Being dicks.
6th grade.
Sixth grade.
On a, it
Kids
stuck,
are mean.
You know?
Looking
It
back at
sticks.
it, were you a dick?
I was
Did you
really
deserve it?
mean in the 6th grade to all the boys.
What'd you do to them?
I would trip them, shove them down,
Call
and
them names?
steal their shoes and run. And I could run real fast
Yeah.
because I chased horses all day.
Yeah.
So they didn't. And so, yeah. So I got all my girlfriends, and we all would throw them down
Yeah.
and steal their shoes and run. And our.
Sounds like a
Were
good
you
time.
the leader of a gang?
Kind of. And
You like that?
our playground was full of stickers, so they couldn't chase us. They were
Mm-hmm.
stuck.
Oh, it's a brilliant scheme.
Wow.
So one
Can't run
day,
through them. They don't have shoes.
one day, Adrian called me a dick, and then they all started calling me Mick the Dick, and they would chant it.
Mick the dick.
Mick the Dick. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to beat you up.
Did you just go into a blind rage and exact revenge?
I would just steal their shoes again.
Did you say the dick is
It
coming
was my
for
thing.
you? Just remind me to check my shoes.
You know, and I didn't see him for a long time, and I run into him now that we're older, and I'm like,
You're like,
Still got your shoes.
you want to talk some shit
You like those
now?
shoes, don't you?
I'm like, they don't
How
even
them shoes
remember.
fit.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
you don't remember the trauma you caused me?
You don't remember? Oh,
Assholes.
that's terrible.
Boys
They
are
remember. You have to remember.
Yeah.
boys are so mean.
We're not good. But
They remembered me taking their damn shoes, though. That's for sure. But they don't remember why I took their shoes.
That's called selective.
like I have a nickname to live up to. If you guys want it, now you're getting it. Matt, did you have any nicknames?
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Oh, in college.
It was college.
Did you ever
I
drink
didn't-
Mad Dog 2020s?
Oh yeah.
How many?
Everybody thought that was a hilarious thing to give me
But why?
because
China.
So you
I
weighed
don't
maybe
know
like
where it
80
came
pounds
from.
soaking wet. Would you finish it?
like the bottle.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay.
usually had help.
Because in the fraternity, like one of the
No.
punishments was like they would like have a pot of boiling water and put the Mad Dog in it. Just wait till it gets
Oh,
really
God.
hot, and then the pledges have to drink it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's
But
like
you
cough
didn't have
syrup.
to do it yourself. It was like you and the pledges.
I never sipped it. My big was
never sipped
what's
it?
called a human being. But I still had some like gnarly things to drink.
That's why you're so soft.
Soft, like Jello. I digress. Injuries. You got nibbled today, but have you over 36 years? How many boo-boos have you acquired?
I've broken my foot.
Was it stepped on or?
Oh yeah, stepped on, stomped on,
That.
crushed.
Oh, multiple foot breaks.
Yeah, I've broken my second toe 12 times
Well,
because of the first break, which was from a horse.
Yeah.
your
stepping-
feet are
because
shattered.
I wore flip-flops to the barn.
Never wear
You-
flip flops to the
That had to
bar.
look amazing. I'm sure you were so happy with
Well,
that
my
choice.
doctor tells me that one day they'll have to cut it off because now it just breaks if I even tap it.
It's like, so is your foot just
Now
like
you wanna
a
see my
bag
toe,
of,
right?
like
They're just
concrete,
like,
gravel?
You don't need that anymore.
It's like this long.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
It
So
sticks out about that far from my.
your foot is just a bag of shattered bones and
It
gore.
hurts every time I step down. Yeah,
Oh
pretty
my
much.
god!
I had my shin bone kicked, broken, compound fractured through my leg.
Oh my! Well, do you have a story attached to that, or?
I had a horse in the cross tie. It was a young horse. The telephone was hooked to the wall in the back corner, and it was ringing. So I just went to answer it,
Right.
and I turned around, and he nailed me. That was the
And
first
your
accident.
shin poked out of the skin.
Yeah, compound fracture.
Good God!
Still, they couldn't do anything either. So.
So it all like
Yeah. How'd that feel?
Well, after I kicked him in the belly 20 times and rode him for 30 minutes and the adrenaline
Hold
wore
on a
off,
second.
then I passed out from it and they took me to the
Hold
hospital.
on a second.
about right.
All right. The definition of
sounds
cowgirling.
about right.
I can tell you are not full of shit.
No. I
So
didn't.
did you know at the time? Okay, my bone is sticking out of my body.
No, my jeans were holding it in.
Did you have boots?
I just saw blood.
You're like, okay,
That's
this
not
is.
good.
You just thought it was a cut. So you didn't realize that your bone
I didn't
was,
even see the cut. I just felt the pain and he was going to die.
like,
that
I'm
was
gonna
it.
ride you,
Because
you
I
son of a
was
bitch.
young. So, there was zero tolerance to me. So when it hurt, he hurt. That's how
the
it works
rule.
back there.
so like, if I break your leg, we're gonna turn you into glue.
Yeah, so
pretty
I went
much.
crazy on him, and then he was already saddled. I was just getting ready to put the bridle on him when the phone rang. So I put the bridle on him, and I rode him up and down the barn aisle because it was a saddlebred barn. So we rode up and down the
These
barn
fancy
aisle.
sons of bitches
Big
gave you
long
the
barn.
kick.
And his owner was standing there, and she's just like, Mickie, I think you should get off because there's blood dripping everywhere. My whole
Was
pant
it
leg is
like?
blood.
Was it profusely bleeding?
Yeah, my whole pant leg was just red. But I don't see it because I'm literally riding him up and down the barn, which they said he looked fabulous.
Of course he was.
He was
Because he
probably
was
like, "Yes,
scared
ma'am."
to death
Who-
because I was going to murder him.
Right.
And
Wow.
Finally, I calmed down. He was doing fine. He was doing exactly what I wanted him to do. So I calmed down, and then all of a sudden, my leg's throbbing, and I'm like, man.
And you just heard
Shit,
like
I
a
don't feel
crunch.
so good.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Just
Just automatic stinging.
mother. Did you curse or was it like,
Oh, yeah, there
gee
were-
willikers? Did you like keep it together?
You're gonna have to bleep probably half of
We have
everything
bleep
that I
technology,
say.
Mickey.
Yeah,
Go
don't
for it.
worry about it.
I-
Drop an F bomb or two. Or
Yeah,
10,
I mean everything I say, I cuss.
please. So you
I
survived.
was
So how
never
long?
trained not to.
How long were you out for with the shin compound fracture?
3 days I was back riding horses.
No cast, no nothing, no surgery.
Yeah, well, they put a cast on me, but I
You're-
still went back to work. You don't sit at home.
So where
we got shit to do.
Where so
It was the nastiest cast in America, too. I can guarantee it, because it had
filled with mud.
it was
enormous.
gross.
Yeah,
Stinky, I'm
I can
sure.
imagine.
And I can talk doctors into anything, because I got that thing taken off in 4 weeks,
How long was
That's
it supposed to be out there
impressive.
for?
6 to 8. And I'm like, you know what? You're going to keep changing it, because
And I'm
it's
not gonna stop
gross.
working. This is horrible.
Be like, you want to see my nasty foot again? Do
And I
you?
was strong enough and tough enough that I just rode without a stirrup, because I could ride with my thighs and my
Yeah.
knees only.
You just squeeze
So
it.
I just posted with just one foot and one stirrup, one foot without.
That's all you need.
Because that's how we had to ride in shows. In equitation, they would give us tests, and a lot of the times it would be drop your stirrups and trot a figure 8, or drop your stirrups and do this, do that, canter, da da da. So we practiced all the time without stirrups.
Yeah, so you're good to go.
So I was good to go.
You just like paint it black and be like, all right, this is my boot.
Yeah,
Ready to roll.
It was black from all the dirt.
Yeah.
It was gross.
All right, so we have feet.
I didn't have a
shin.
boyfriend until I was 17 because I was gross
Just stinky and covered in dirt.
all the time.
There you
Pretty much.
arm breaks, skull fractures, concussions.
Hold on. I had
Fingers.
a ring on, and it ripped all of my skin and my fingernail off.
Who needs them? Who needs that?
I got lucky enough the way that it ripped. I mean, you can see the stitch line
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That
China.
ripped my fingernail off. So they were actually able to pull all my skin back on.
It was like, were
and-
you seeing bone?
Yeah, bone and veins. It was amazing
Gross.
how many veins you actually have in your finger. So I just
What the fuck?
pulled it back on, and we duct taped it. And I
You
went,
pulled your skin back on like a hood. Like, oh, whoop.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god. I was
pop
like,
it back
let's
on.
put that back on, and
Tape
we
it
put
up.
duct tape around it, and
You didn't use one of your own tendons to wrap it up and tie a nice bow on it.
I wasn't trying to.
I feel like that's something you do.
I didn't even know what a tendon was back then. I was young.
Oh, I got this extra string in here.
I was like, there's not much meat in there.
oh my god, Vicky.
I'm just looking at it. I'm like,
You're like,
man,
that ain't right.
Oh,
you know, I worked with a vet, so I saw a lot of gruesome stuff. So it
Right,
didn't really
right.
make me.
we
it
know
didn't
how
gross
to
me out.
patch ourselves up.
I'm pretty squeamish. I think I would have shit my pants and passed out.
Yeah,
if
I
I saw
got-
my bone.
That was. This one made me pass out because when I saw the blood
Well,
and
yeah,
the bone
that's a lot of
protruding,
blood
that
loss.
it made me.
Yeah.
The pain, the throbbing was.
Yeah.
I passed out from that.
Yeah.
But everything else, no.
All good.
Broke both collarbones.
Just getting bucked.
Yeah, I used to break a lot of colts. I used to break colts for a breeder. Mm-hmm. So, you know, accidents happen.
Yeah, to break them, that sounds like
Some
a
of them
dangerous
were real.
occupation.
Some of them were real easy, and some of them
Some
weren't.
were not.
And the ones that weren't always made the world champions. The meanest
Really?
ones.
That's usually how that goes.
Yeah, if they were mean, I was like, that one's gonna be $80,000.
Really? They just have an extra gear in them, or a little extra fire, or flare.
Oh yeah, they had what it takes to
Yeah.
go the mile.
Shit, why not? That's.
They got the motor.
Do you get like any kind of royalties? Like, I'm the one that broke them, so how far they go, I'm gonna get a little bit
No.
kicked to
No,
me.
it doesn't work like that.
I got
No?
I got a 10% commission on each horse that I sold.
10%?
Yeah.
Is that enough, or is that like an?
It was
FU?
enough to buy me a house at the age 18.
No shit.
Depends. Yeah, it depends on the horses you're selling.
Back
but
in the
guess
day,
so.
you know,
if
this
you
is
sell
30 years
expensive
ago.
shit,
Yeah.
then
I was young,
This
and
was
I
y-
was great. People were flying me to horse shows to ride their horses.
Really?
Yeah, I was,
You're good.
it all, and a boy ruined it all for me. I could have been a whole different level. Yeah.
Well, we all chatted at the bar the other day, and you're regaling us with some pretty intense stories. This boy, aka this piece of shit that
Yeah.
we'll come to find. 17 was your first relationship?
16.
16?
16. Yep. I started, my friend took me to a party out in the country, which in Kansas, all your parties are out in the country.
Cornfield?
Yeah.
What were you guys drinking?
I'm not gay no more.
Oh my God, that was 30 some years ago.
Bud Light?
Oh no.
Jack Daniels?
We were kids. It was
Oh, must have been Pabst.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hell yeah.
You know,
I love me some
Coors Light.
Yes.
You know, they didn't
Miller
even
in
have
there.
Michelob Ultra and all that stuff back then. It was Bud Light,
None of them
Pabst
fancy
Blue
beers.
Ribbon.
If you show up
Coors,
with
Coors Light.
Michelob, where they've like kicked someone out, like get out of here.
They didn't even have it back then.
Yeah.
That's how old I am.
What was your drink of choice back then?
I loved Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm?
Boone's Farm was
What's-
the shit back then.
Boone's? I love the way you say Boone's, by the way. Boone's Farm.
Very Kansas.
Very
Oh, yeah.
Kansas.
You know, certain words I can hear my accent.
Yeah.
It's
Being
great.
in California for 3 years, I'm like, ooh.
We need accents.
Everybody always tells me, they're like, ooh, I hear that. And I'm like, I don't hear anything. But now that I've been here 3 years,
Yeah.
I'm like, I hear it
Every
sometimes.
once in a
Yeah.
while.
And it's really when I start drinking, my accent really.
Let it out.
I'm like,
Let
howdy
it
y'all,
out.
Howdy, y'all.
over yonder.
No, so what is Boone's Farm?
It's, I would say it's the cheapest wine you could possibly.
Oh.
It's a manufactured wine,
Is it
is
like
what
a
I would
wine?
All
call
chemical.
it.
Not a single.
I don't
grape
even
in it.
know
Just-
what's in Boone's
Is
Farm.
it a box?
Let's
is
go
it
get
a box?
some.
Is it doesn't in a box?
No, it's in a wine. It's in a bottle,
Oh, fancy.
and I
You
loved
didn't,
it.
you didn't play slap the bag?
I've slapped the bag a couple times, but
I never
that's
really,
just
I never
swill.
really drank too much.
You're a good kid.
What about the marijuana?
No.
Any booger sugar over there in Kansas?
Oh, there's lots of booger sugar, but I didn't do
Really?
it.
Pablo Escobar.
The
made
lady
appearance.
that I rode under, she was such an alcoholic and a drug addict. I mean,
Functional, or was it like, wow, you were?
she. I mean,
shithouse in
when I
public.
was a kid, I never understood why she went to her trailer in between every horse. And now that I'm older, I'm like, that bitch never even shared any of it. She just, but she
real-
took it all out on me. I mean, she was mean.
Coke rage at you?
Oh God, to all of us kids. I mean, she tortured us all.
Does it make
Even
you a
the
better
rich
rider?
kids.
If you're on Coke, are you able to like ride a bull better, ride a horse better?
Well, she couldn't stay on shit. She was having me ride all the kids' horses because she overmounted them all. Mm-hmm. But she would.
Just come out and scream at you.
Oh yeah, she'd yank. One kid was. We're off topic. One daughter was. Her parents were the top surgeons in Kansas, heart, and I can't remember. One was heart surgeon. One was I can't remember off the top of my head
That's impressive, though.
what the father was. She duct taped a yardstick through the middle of her back because she leaned forward, and then she duct taped a lampshade around top of her head because she looked down, and she made her ride this horse, and this mare was hot,
Oh, shit.
and she couldn't look down, she couldn't lean forward, and I'm like, oh Lord,
You're like,
I'm
this girl's going to die.
Jesus.
I'm like, and she screamed at her the whole time she was crying. I was like, she ain't ever coming back.
Is that like child abuse, or is that encouraged back
You
then?
know, back then there was no such thing as child abuse.
Discipline. It's just good old fashioned discipline.
She came back next week for some more.
There you go.
Damn.
There's also discipline to be put in. Like my grandma Pat would make when my dad and my uncle were little and they're fucking off and needed some spanking. She'd send them out to Willow Tree. Go get a switch. They'd come back and she'd be like, "Oh, you can find a better one than that." And she'd just whip the shit out of them.
My mom, one time she sent us out to get switches, and my brother came back with this real slick looking one, and I came back with a tree trunk.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's that?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoop me with it.
Right.
Because I've watched you whip my brother with those little thin ones, and
Oh, they
he's
got
got
that.
some
They
worse.
got, yeah.
I'm like, you
You're
can
much
go on
safer
ahead
with
and beat
that.
me with the whole tree because
Yeah.
you're
You get
little,
tired
and I don't
and-
think
yeah.
you're gonna be able to hit me too
What-
hard with it.
Did she go to town or what?
Smart.
She just looked at me and she's like, just get in the house.
You dummy.
Like, you
I'm
got me.
like, yeah. I'm like, all right.
You're like,
My grandpa's not gonna let you whip my ass today. It's not happening. He's like, go get the biggest stick you can get.
Good man. Backtracking to the party in the country.
Yes, Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm.
Boone's
party?
Farm.
Just a
Sounds
party for the
delicious.
sake of having a party or what?
Well, yeah, because that's all there is to do in Kansas.
Just drink and shoot guns
Drink, shoot guns,
and have horrible
Go to the
horse
lake.
injuries.
go to the lake.
And that's where you met
Ride horses.
the guy.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
my friend. She took me to the party,
Yes.
and she knew him. She introduced me to him, and I hung out. I went to parties and I hung out with him before I actually started to see him.
mm-hmm.
And yep,
and
it was the start of the
was the
most
start.
horrible decision of my lifetime.
How are you to know at the time though? Like, what if it worked out
Oh,
the
hell.
exact, like total complete opposite?
I was like, he's 6'1" and he's dark haired and he's
Tall, dark, and
you know,
handsome.
he's got a truck and
Ford, Chevy, Toyota.
oh my god. You know, the first sign that I should have never been with him was that thing touched you could barely drive it on the ground.
Oh.
It
Oh, it was
scraped
a
the ground.
lowrider?
It was a
Not like
lowrider.
Not like a real truck.
Dude,
If it
Wow.
touches the
Mickey.
ground,
That's no
you
good.
should not go
No, that's
with
bad.
them.
that's not a country truck.
I didn't
That's
know
bad.
that.
That's not a working truck.
Well, they all had different sizes of trucks, so I didn't know.
If it's too high or too low,
So yeah,
My-
I have a saying because I've made silly decisions.
I was
in life.
16 years old.
16.
I just thought it
I would
was
say
cool.
it's hard to see the red flags when you're wearing rose-colored glasses.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
oh, he's 6
I
foot.
never even. I had. Okay.
Go for it. Go for it.
I had one boyfriend before him, and it ended up me getting kicked out of high school and had to go to a different high school.
What
dear.
What happened?
You could have me back on several podcasts because I have great stories.
Tell him here. Maddie and I are here for it. I told Maddie earlier today, like, I just, as much as, you know, I know you got good stories, Maddie.
I got stories.
You got stories, but Mickey
we
the
gotta,
Dick
we
is
gotta
here.
hear some.
Mick
we
the
gotta hear
Dick's
some
in the
Mickey
house.
Stories. We can tell my
do you
stories
need-
anytime.
Would you guys like a refill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Regale us with a story.
Well, I went to a party and guess what? It was in a field. It was at the Jabara Airport in Wichita, Kansas. So it was pretty cool because there were hay bales all the way down the airstrip.
Yeah.
So, and Jabara's is a real small airport, so there were never any planes going out of it at night. So that was great
That's a perfect spot.
So that's where all of our high school parties were at.
Why? Yeah. Why not?
So I went and this boy was like, oh, you know, he started talking to me. He's like, I think you're real pretty and da da da. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're good looking. Da, da.
Is this the first
He's like,
one
I want
or
to take
the bad one?
This is the first
Okay.
one. And I should have known right then just to not ever talk to boys because I didn't
I mean,
know.
that's pretty good policy in general.
Well, I didn't know. And I guess he had just broken up with his girlfriend and she didn't like that he asked me out and we went out to this local bowling alley.
Well, and I'm sure everybody knows everyone's
Just-
business because it's a small town, right?
And her and all her friends, they tried to jump me. Well, I'm walking out to my truck and they're running after me. And I was like, what? And so I run to my truck and I play softball and I ride horses and I play soccer and them bitches just shouldn't have tried to mess with me. So I jumped and I got to my truck before they got to me and I got my baseball bat. And
Softball bat. You could probably crack 2 heads at once.
I started swinging and running after him. So I got in trouble for that.
How many of them were coming after you?
5.
Damn.
So these bitches made my life miserable at school.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. And my mom's like, Mickie, you got to do the godly thing, and you have to turn the other cheek. And I'm like, Mom, they keep trying to jump me. I can't go nowhere. And my brother's like, fuck these bitches. I'm going to teach you how to fight and swing. And so, I'm one of 3 girls out of 15 boys. So,
You learned that.
I was a tomboy anyway, but they didn't even know what was getting ready to happen to them.
Did you wrap some barbed wire around it?
No,
So,
that
like,
was just
they
that
came
was
after
just
you,
one.
and you knew how to defend yourself.
Well, I got lucky that I got the baseball bat that time,
Mm-hmm.
but then they just kept trying and kept trying. And my mom's like, "Be godly, be godly," and I'm
let
like,
them
"I
beat
need
you
a
up?
little bit of the devil to come up, and
Yeah,
help me."
hey.
I'm like, "God ain't helping me." I'm like, "We need a little Lucifer."
Do you smack him with the baseball bat or what?
Well, no, I chased them and they ran. They were pretty fast.
You, lefty or righty?
I'm a righty. But then they kept trying it at school, and I had broken my knuckle through, compound fractured it.
Another one.
Yeah.
No big deal.
That had nothing to do with horses. That had to do with me falling off my bike. So
Happens.
it was
Who has that?
it was not a great
That's
story.
a
I was gonna
compound
leave,
fracture amongst friends, you know?
I was gonna leave that one out, but that's what happened.
Please.
But they found out that I had broken my hand.
You were weak.
So they were going to jump me at lunch and at school, and they told everybody they were going to jump me. And so my friend came up to me, and he was like, Mickie, they're going to jump you, and she has a knife.
They're trying to kill you?
They don't mess
Yeah.
around.
And
Yo,
all
yeah.
because of this white boy. And
White people, man, let me tell you.
oh, well, he's white, she's white, but all of her friends were black. I didn't get it.
But she intended to murder you.
Yeah, she was going to stab me. And he told me, and I was like, well, God, I'm going to die. I was like, shit. I was like, my brother told me how to fight, but how do you fight against a knife?
With a gun.
And yeah, I didn't have one of those. And it was like 2 hours before it happened, so I had to sit through classes, and I
So
was
you're
like,
just
Like freaking out.
well,
freaking out.
the 2 days before they had tried to jump me, and I got away. And I told my dad's like, I'm sick of listening to this shit. He's like, I went to the school counselors. They did nothing. I went to the principal, the vice principal, because my mom keeps telling me to be godly
Right.
and turn the other cheek. And I'm like,
You're trying to go about it the right
I'm
way.
trying.
finally, my dad's like, go there, whoop their asses, and if you lose, don't come home.
Don't come home.
Yeah. And
Damn.
my dad's got a little bit of temper, so it took that one time to unleash it in me. I'm his daughter,
Yeah. Yeah.
and my mom was trying to save me from it. I get it now, Mom. I got it.
Let
I
her know.
got it.
Oh, so
got it.
how did this all resolve?
They all went to the hospital.
I mean, you're still here.
Ooh.
They,
Well, was it at lunchtime?
it was at lunchtime.
So what happened?
My friend gave me brass knuckles,
There you go.
and she came up to me and she
friend.
started talking, and she was just spittling in my face. And I was like, if you want to fight, let's fight. I was like, quit fucking talking about it. And I'm like, and she just kept spitting in my face. And I was like, listen, you want to fight? I was like, quit spitting in my face.
Why didn't your boyfriend do anything about it? Like, hey, like, girl, like, we broke up.
We only went out
chill.
on one date. That was it.
And where,
All of
yeah,
this
where was he in
still.
this?
All of this still. I mean, we weren't even boyfriend girlfriend. We just went out on a date.
That was
and
it.
that was it. Crazy bitches, right?
So,
Yeah, well, I just got sick of hearing it, and she was spitting in my face, so I just logged me up a good old loogie and spit it right in her face. And because I was trying to get her to hit me first.
you get a good spit? Was it like solid consistency, a good hawk?
It was
Little hot chicken?
full. It was full on
Powerful.
loogie stuck to her face,
a little venom.
Nice.
and
You spat on that thing.
it was. it was springtime too, so you got allergy season.
Oh,
it was an allergy
nice and
season.
wet.
Loogie.
Yeah, a little
Extra
splatter.
sauce.
Quality lug.
And so she swung at me, and she hit me, and I just looked at her, and I was like, "That's all you got?"
Yo.
You done fucked up now, bitch.
And
Was her squad
just
around
hit
her?
her.
Like, were they have her back, or was it just one-on-one?
not yet. They were around, but they were waiting for her to stab me. So she hit me, and I was like, "That's all you got?" And I just started hitting her,
You had the brass knucks.
and I had the brass knuckles.
And
And she pulled out the knife. I hit her a couple of times, but come to find out, I hit a hell of a lot harder with my left hand than my right hand. I think it's because the brass knuckles were too big for my hand.
Okay.
So it's hard to really connect.
was that your
real
hurt?
good.
That wasn't your hurt hand.
Yeah,
obviously.
my hand was broken on that hand
Why'd you use your hurt hand to punch?
because I didn't think that I could hit hard with my left hand
Whoa.
because I'm right-handed.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and my brother was like, every time you hit me with your left hand, you're a pussy. You're a bitch.
Gotta listen to
I'm
your-
like,
gotta-
oh, I
gotta
ain't gonna
listen to
hurt
your-
nobody.
Don't do that.
You gotta listen to your
I was
brother,
like, I
right?
ain't gonna beat nobody up if I hit him with my left hand. So I put the brass knuckles in my right hand.
All right.
Sound
And-
logic.
So the knife's out,
So
though.
I hit her, and here comes the knife, and she comes at my face, and I hit her arm, and she slices the whole side of her face off. And
She sliced herself.
Yeah, and blood just goes everywhere, and I black out. So everything that I tell you after this is what I was told by everybody else.
You blacked
and
out from
police
seeing
reports.
the blood? From, like, seeing, like,
I think I was just all of
Rage.
it.
enraged.
Yeah, just all of it. I think when I saw the knife, I don't know if it was from fear, and I went into just desperation mode.
Right.
That,
Do you have, like, Viking in you?
well,
Some
I
kind of,
have-
like,
I have
warrior,
well,
warrior fury?
it's from my father. I blame everything that is I've done on my father.
Yeah. It's not your fault.
Because he's crazy.
Yeah.
He is crazy.
We all inherit a little bit of that, don't we?
The stories my mom told me about my dad, I was like, Dad?
You're like,
For
oh,
another pod.
I
For another
see.
pod. But
Yeah.
so you blacked out. What were you told happened after that?
I woke up on the ground. And I was like,
Real bad
shit, they beat me up. It wasn't. The guy that gave me the brass knuckles was like, Mickey, let go of the brass knuckles. The cops are coming.
Oh shit.
And I let go, and he took them.
That's a good
And
friend.
Yeah.
the principal picked me up, and he had my right arm behind my head, and he was carrying me in the air. It was hurting. He was carrying me to the office, and he took me by one of her friends that always was spreading the rumors that I shampooed my hair with horse shampoo.
Oh, you told me that story.
And he didn't have my left hand, so I just swung it out, and I just clocked her and knocked her
You
out.
might as well have gone. She was that close to you. She allowed.
Well, he
What
was
an
shoving
idiot.
me through the people
And what
because
do you-
this happened at lunchtime.
Was
Right.
like the whole school out to watch?
Yeah, it'd been going on for 3 months. They were betting on it.
Oh fuck.
There was literally,
This is in
and
the
this is
80s.
30. Yeah, this is it was 90s, late
90s, yeah.
93, early 90s.
And so you
90
you
90s.
clocked her. You clocked her.
Yeah, and knocked her out, and then he picked me up by that arm and he threw me into the office.
What do you say?
And then he's like, Mickey, and I was just like, I looked down and I'm just covered in blood, and I'm like, oh my God, she stabbed me. I was like, where did she stab me? He's like, that's not your blood.
But he has no leg to stand on because you brought this to everybody's attention, the
Right.
counselors. And
Right.
did they even acknowledge that after the fact?
They're like, oh yeah. she
Oh
has a
yeah,
fucking
well,
knife.
their thing was that I should transfer schools
For your safety.
for my safety
For their safety.
and my brother's, because
Why your brother?
It started a riot between the whites and the blacks.
Oh my God.
Lord.
It was a white girl that cut you.
It was a white girl.
Or
It
they
was a
tried to
white
get her.
girl, but her friends were black.
So it got racially charged.
Well, because they all went to the hospital because I beat them all up with brass knuckles.
Right. And Jesus Christ. I mean,
It was
what-
real.
what'd they
It
do
was
about-
30 years ago, 35 years ago. So
This
you
girl
know,
busted
it
out
was
a
real
knife, though.
easy. It was real easy to
yeah.
be racial.
Well, early
Right.
90s, Rodney King, like racial tensions were like
Yeah.
they were peaking.
Yeah, it was
So,
real
what-
easy.
what
Especially
happened
in
with the knife?
Kansas,
Like-
I'm sure.
Girl with the knife though, what was it like?
Well,
Oh,
is she in
kids being
trouble?
kids.
Here's the thing: is that they did a strip search on me in the principal's office, the police, and they're like, "Where are the brass knuckles?" I was like, "What brass knuckles?" And they're like, I was like, she had a knife. I was like, that's why her face is cut off. I
Right.
was like, she
Right.
came at me with the knife, and they're like, Mickie wears brass knuckles. And I was like, I didn't have brass knuckles. I probably shouldn't even be saying this. Can they come back 35 years later?
Statute of limitations.
I think
right.
you're good. I think you're good. Plus, you're in a different state. So.
Well, I'm sure Matt probably told him that he gave me the brass knuckles sometime in the world.
Matt was the guy, the culprit.
Yeah, and then he became a cop, and I was like,
Really?
dude, I was like, how
so
does
then
that
you're
make you
good.
feel,
Naughty.
knowing that
You're an
before you became a
accessory?
cop, you did that.
You were bad.
I was like, I never would have had those brass knuckles. I would never done that to all them girls if you wouldn't have given it to me the power.
I feel like even without the brass knuckles,
You
you
probably
would
would've
have
been
dished
okay.
out that punishment.
I would have whooped their asses, but I think that if I wouldn't have had the brass knuckles, she probably would have stabbed me. Because I
Yeah.
think that first, she
Yeah.
hit me,
Just
Probably
dazed
slowed
and
her.
I was like, that's all you
down
got? And I
just a
think that
little
first
bit.
hit I got ringed her clock
Like
enough
rocked her.
that
Yeah.
she got off balance, and she just come at me with that.
She was coming at you to murder you.
Yeah, she's coming at my. She
She
was
go to
coming at
ju-
my chest.
She go to juvie or anything?
No, because they couldn't find the knife. They couldn't find the brass knuckles. So shout out to Patricia for getting the knife, and shout out to Matt for getting the brass knuckles. I won't say their last names.
Why wouldn't you want her to go to jail though? Like that's attempted murder, straight up.
Because I've seen her Facebook page, and her face is still fucked up.
Ah!
And we're 50, so fuck off, bitch.
Total uggo. Oh, the
If you had better service out here, I'd
so
tell
there's
you to
no
find it for
there's
us.
no resolution. There's still
no-
hard feelings.
Well,
If you
I
saw her
mean,
down the street, would you whoop her ass?
no, I would not, because
I mean, you already did, so
I mean,
you won that one.
literally, she's walking around with a scar on her face for the rest of her life because of her bad decision. And
your own
I
damn
still can
fault.
whoop her ass. I ain't scared of nobody.
No.
So, is there any reason? I used to fight because I was angry. Now I don't fight because I know I'm gonna mess somebody up.
Yeah.
So I'll just save them.
Save the trouble.
Yeah.
I'll save your teeth and me having to pay for new ones.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
So I would say there's like some maturity growth, like just the fighting.
Absolutely.
How many fights have you been in? Would you say?
I can't even count.
What's your record?
Can't count.
More
I
wins
used to
than
go
losses.
out and get drunk, and I used to run around with girls that they would literally go out to the bar to start a fight with somebody.
That was your intent, not to go out,
Not
find
me.
some nice cowboy, and then bang him. We're gonna go
Not
and
me.
fight, start some fights.
I didn't want to fight. I was always like, I want to go out and dance and shake my booty. I'm like, and you bitches are gonna fuck it up
Why were they trying to fight? Were they just all coked
because
out?
they
or
were
what?
angry. No, they didn't even do drugs. They
Just angry.
Just
they were
angry.
and they were underage. They were under 18.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the clubs that were 18 and under, and that's just how mean we were. We were mean.
Just me? Was it? Just, was
Girls
it?
didn't
was
even
it,
have a chance fighting us. It didn't.
Nobody had a chance
Nope.
against these cowgals.
They would literally go start, and then they would run behind me because if they thought they were in over their head, because I would just be like, "You
Mick
better."
the Dick's gonna come in and
Yeah.
finish the job.
They were like, I just look at them and I'm like, "You don't have enough people here. You better go get
Oh
some."
my god!
Better go get
I'm
some
like, I'm
money.
gonna let you walk away.
Have you taken your licks though? Have you gotten like
Only by men.
KO? Really?
I've never been beaten up by a woman ever.
You ever considered doing some kind of UFC or like
Nope.
like no?
I'll go. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
sorry.
Sorry.
Right in your face.
that was my blowjob moment with the microphone.
Make love. The mic is sitting there.
I'll just go ahead and keep. I'll keep my. I'll keep my title of just.
Undefeated.
I like undefeated against
Undefeated
women that didn't know any
of the
better than
world.
going in a cage and letting some.
Could make some
Put brass
money.
knuckles under the gloves.
Could make some money though.
Maddie, have you gotten in some scuffles?
Only one.
And
Well, I don't remember because I was
not?
also blacked out.
you're drunk?
Those are the
Yeah.
best fights.
Well, who'd you fight?
One of our brothers.
A dude?
Mm-hmm.
You picked the fight or did he?
I don't know why I was blacked out, and I don't think I actually got to fight him. I was really mad.
Were you like scratching his face?
I
or,
think
like,
I was told that I was talking. He was talking shit, and I started talking shit, and then I started swinging at him, and my friends grabbed me and pulled me off of him.
Why?
See, I think if a girl's fighting a guy, you should at least let her hit
I-
him.
You
3 or 4
gotta-
fucking times
It was this
before you
So-
guy that everybody in the frat hated.
It wasn't even
Of
going
course.
to hurt him.
And I
probably.
would've-
But
No.
let him have it.
I would've
let
whooped
it.
his
Let her
ass.
have
So like
it.
I was mad. I was like, you should have let me kick his ass, and I would like everybody would have backed me up, and
jumped in and just mauled this guy.
yeah.
I
And they're
was
like,
in-
but then they're like, no, we pulled you off him.
I only had one instance where there's ever like never really been in any fights, but like I've pissed people off, and like my buddy's date to this cocktail in the fraternity, like her and I were cool, but I'm not sure what transpired, or like I was maybe talking a little shit, and she was getting like aggro, angry, like they were holding her back, and I was like, just let her loose, whatever. Like, what's she gonna do? And she comes at me, like swings, like I get hit. And I'm like, oh shit! Like I curl up into a ball.
Did you
And just
cry?
hold myself and just I'm not gonna swing on this person and just let her like lay. And like they pulled her off. I was just like, ah! I was like, fuck, she's actually hitting me.
I'm gonna talk enough shit. But oh shit, she's really gonna hit me.
It's like you can't swing on. Like
Well, see,
I
and
instigated.
you know what?
I
Girls
instigated.
take advantage of that, and I don't like that.
What's that? Of guys not being able to swing.
Guys not being
That
able to
is
swing.
true.
I would say, like, if anything, hold back.
Yeah.
Like, try to like push away, but never. I mean, Sean Connery. Ever seen that Sean Connery video where, you know, if you've exhausted all other possibilities, give her a smack. Give her a smack. Just a smack, you know, just a little bit of physical
smack.
abuse.
Your men's words are worse than punches to us, though. So you
Yeah?
laughing at her, and even if
Right.
she's hitting,
You know what?
talking
Yeah.
shit to her while she's still hitting you is like punching her.
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
you might
the,
as well.
I
in the
don't know.
vagina.
I don't-
Those
You
are
might as well
straight
be.
up vagina cuts to a woman. If you're still talking to her like that,
A pussy punch.
yeah, that's what
I
it
tried.
is.
Her and I were cool earlier. That like we were like talking. I was like,
yeah,
I'm
because
not sure. They're just drunken,
we
whatever.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alcohol
Yeah.
turns us into our best
Makes
selves.
us angry.
Oh my goodness.
That's why my boyfriend doesn't like to drink with me.
Boone's Farm. What?
Yeah,
What?
he drinks with you.
Why not?
Not very often.
What?
Because if I get drunk, he's like,
Oh
He
no.
gets scared.
if I get too drunk,
China.
it's like, it doesn't matter if they make you mad. You take it out on me. And I'm like,
Oh no. Do you have
I'm like,
a?
just let me pass out. He wakes, he's like, let's go. And I'm like, why are you making me go?
Do you have an alternate persona when you're blacked out drunk? We all get like a different name, right? My little brother turns into Leo, I believe. My nickname is Sandwich. When I get drunk and kind of sloppy,
Vicky.
Sloppy Joe.
Oh.
You're right, like a sandwich. You gotta keep. And when I'm angry, he calls me Panini. Like I'm like,
That's
that just
ador-
pisses me. He just
That's
knows. He
adorable.
knows how to push the buttons. Mad Dog. When you're
Yeah,
that was your
Mad
blackout
Dog.
drunk name.
Yeah.
Mad Dog was
I
swinging.
earned that in college.
There you go. Mickey, do you have a secondary nickname when you're blackout drunk?
I just call her Vicky.
Vicky?
Every Vicky I know I don't like.
Just
So-
because they're icky.
So
Yeah,
shit,
Vicky.
we don't like Vicky. We keep
not a good
her locked
name.
up in the. We keep her in the closet.
If
Lock her
Yeah,
up.
Mad Dog doesn't get to come out very much.
no,
anymore.
don't let her out.
Bad things happen.
If you don't mind me asking, because I want to tease out that you've been on Jerry Springer, the show of the 90s.
All of these little fights led up to the Jerry Springer moment.
Can you give us now, Mick? If you
it's-
don't mind, just
it's an
giving
awesome
like
story.
step by step what like your fight, your record, like you can whoop some ass. How did you come across this opportunity? Why'd you say yes?
How did
Just
how did they find you?
take the reins.
Oh, it just like everything else.
Mm.
It was not my fault.
That's what they all say.
Let's preface
You know
this.
what? I could go
It
to
was
prison.
never my fault.
It's not my fault. And
Innocent.
it wasn't.
I'm innocent, Judge.
Yes.
When I got in a fight at school, it wasn't my fault.
No, you just ended it. It's her fault.
I don't
Scarface.
start it. But
Scarface.
by God, I finish things.
Yes.
Yes, my
Don't start it with me because I will finish it.
Before we get into Jerry Springer land, did your father give you a stamp of approval?
No, he was mad because my brother and I were pulled out of school and police escorted home, and we were kicked out of school and got transferred to Northwest, which was all the way on the other side of town, because they were afraid that we were going to get murdered. And we're like, but
But we won.
They can drive
My
across
best
town.
But we won, Dad.
And you know, they say this is a racist thing to say, but my best friend's black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
yeah.
It's not.
wasn't
this
racist.
Was, none of this was racially charged.
I
Like,
beat you up because
you're
you
a
tried to beat me
cunt.
up. It's not
sometimes
because
we
you were black.
dislike people because of their character or lack thereof. Go for it. Can I have a little bit?
It's just a vape.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't have anything in it.
Oh, it's just like straight up vapor. No, like is it nicotine?
Yeah.
A little something. I like the little
It's not
high score there.
marijuana.
It's okay. I have
Sorry.
one of that, if you want some.
No,
Do you get down with Mary Jane?
I do not.
No.
Why not? I thought you were a tough guy.
I used to love to smoke pot,
You don't
and my
anymore?
ex-boyfriend ruined it for me, and I hate him to this day for it.
Fuck that guy.
Well, I
He-
think we're at a crossroads. Do you want to go into that story first or go to Jerryland?
Whichever one you want to do.
You're the boss
Oh,
here,
Maddie,
Aaron.
what do you think?
Let's hear about Jerry.
Let's go to Jerry. I feel like
Okay.
we're
And
like
then if we
we've
have time
teased
for more
Jerry.
stories
Okay, the
later,
girls that
we can.
always started the fights at the
Thank you.
bars. My group of
That's
badass besties. One's dead. Kelly. She was the one that my friend Miranda called Jerry Springer and was like, "Hey, our friend Kelly started dating this guy and he talked her into being a prostitute.
Well, hold on, this is news to
Teenage
me.
prostitute."
What?
You?
No, my friend Kelly.
Oh. Sorry,
No,
Mickie.
I always gave it away for free.
You're
Now that I'm
you're
older, I'm like, you're stupid.
That was
You
dumb.
should have been charging. But Kelly was the smart one. No, I'm joking.
Make that
Bless
money.
your heart, Kelly.
I feel like I'm worth at least like a coupon or you know
Yeah, I
or
mean,
like a gift
God.
card. Give me a gift card. That's
Give me a hug.
raising
dinner or
canes. Come on,
something.
give me a couple. Give me some chicken strips.
But
Anyways,
Dino nuggets.
so your reputation preceded
they
you.
were begging for me to come on because
So did they like producers call you?
me, my mom, my grandma.
Oh.
And at what point? Because I saw the Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix. And it's like is he boarding the line of taking advantage of people, or is he trying to like truly get their stories out?
Well, we were in the beginning when it was all real. I mean, he called.
Oh, this was sincere Jerry.
Yes,
Not
they called and they checked out our story with multiple people on everybody, on Miranda, on Kelly, because she had to agree, and her boyfriend Smoke.
his pimp name was Smoke.
Smoke.
Was he white?
No, he was black,
Mm.
and his mama worked with my mama. And so my mama was real mad at me for going on Jerry Springer, and
But this was
beating
like
them all up.
this was the Jerry Springer where it wasn't as we know it. Like because
It was not made
at
up.
the beginning it was kind of like refined. He was trying to like let's hear these people's stories. Let's really get to the bottom
Yeah.
of this. It wasn't the shit show it turned into in like the mid
Right.
to late 90s.
no,
Like-
we all had to sign waivers before we went on, so they paid our way. So Kelly was dating Smoke. He talked her into being a pimp. I mean, he talked her into being a prostitute. And
How many
he's-
hoes did he have?
Well, there were a couple on the show.
They brought in all of his harem.
And they all
she-
smoked
was she-
crack before the show, and they had white shit all around their face. I was like, dang.
What?
Was she his bottom bitch?
Well, he was living with Kelly.
He was dating
So-
her, but banging the rest of them too.
Yeah, and
Oh, Smoke! Come on, Smoke.
yeah. Oh,
How'd he
oh,
dress?
Smoke.
Like
Like a
baggy pants.
Baggy
you
pants.
know.
Fu-
And he
uh,
had,
did he have a cane?
and then he had this Italian boy that was in his gang. They had their own little gang. It was a gang. It
They
was
had a
clique.
gang.
I was like, you ain't even a real gang. But
How old is this guy? How old is Smoke?
I don't know how
Yeah,
old
at
he
the
was.
time.
I'm at. They couldn't get in the clubs, so they were under 21.
Like some teenager.
I'm like, you ain't even a real gangsta. You're
Like-
a wanksta.
You're-
Just a kid.
so did they encourage you to fight? Like what was? I'm sorry, I'm barging in too much. But like,
We had to sign a waiver saying that we would not fight
Really?
and that we would not prosecute. That in case we did get in a fight, that we wouldn't prosecute.
Right.
So,
so you signed these waivers.
so we signed these waivers, and they were like, "But we're not saying that you can't fight."
Gotcha.
We're just saying you can't
Legal
prosecute
for legal
afterwards.
purposes.
They called me
You need to sign this piece of paper and say you
32
can't fight.
times to get me on that show, and I was like, I ain't going on that show. I'm like, why in the hell? I'm like, she's stupid. Because what happened was that here's the whole deal: is why Miranda called is
Right.
because Kelly was pregnant by her ex-boyfriend, who is my friend. We all grew up together. She started dating Grantez and became a prostitute. Started smoking crack. Went downhill
Life
fast.
decisions. It's while she was pregnant.
No, this
Okay.
after the baby. But I helped her. I went to Lamaze classes. I helped her deliver that baby. I was working. I was helping. I was helping her get diapers. I mean, I was helping.
And smoking
I was
crack
being the
was
bestest friend that I could be.
Yeah.
Even my mom was making her fucking potatoes at 3:00 in the morning because she was craving potatoes and crying. And I was like, Mom, can you make some mashed potatoes so I can take them to Kelly? She's like, yeah. So she was part of our family. We were part of hers. And I helped her deliver this baby. So she asked me to get some diapers. So I got some diapers and I took them over there. And when I went over there, I knocked on the door. Nobody answered. Her car was in the driveway. So I went in the house and here's Aaliyah and she's sitting in the chair. And I'm yelling.
The baby
Kelly,
by herself.
yes, barely sitting up. There's a 9mm Glock tucked in right next to her, and she's like,
So she can defend herself. A firearm is right next to this baby.
tucked in the chair right next to her, and
That's safe.
I walk through the house and I'm screaming Kelly, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're like,
there's
"Where the
no
fuck
Kelly,
is
and I'm
everyone?"
like, what the fuck? Because I knew she was messing around with this guy and it wasn't good. So I'm like, screw it. So I'm helping support this baby, so I took the baby. I stole the baby. I went through her. I got all of her clothes. I got her bottles. I went in her car, got a car seat, put her in my car, and I drove.
What else
And
are you
I
gonna
called her
do?
mama, and I was like, listen. I was like, this is what's happening, and I have Aaliyah, and she's in my car, and I don't know where Kelly's at. And her mom's like, where are you at? And I was like, I'll meet you, because she lived out further in the country. So I gave her Aaliyah, and I went home.
Baby was safe.
Mama and granddaughter go back to the house with the police, and they find Kelly and these guys down in the basement, cracked out with dead pit bull puppies from Parvo, all rotting. So they're cracked out, passed out on the basement floor with 9 rotting dead pit bull puppies.
Like they just let him die, or like they fought him, like what?
Well, they had parvo, and instead of
Parvo's
I'm
like
sure
a
they
really,
didn't have the
really
money.
like bad disease.
Yeah.
Especially for
It'll
puppies.
kill puppies. Yeah,
Oh Jesus Christ!
I'm sure they didn't have the money to.
No, why would they? Probably breeding them to fight. It's like, oh my God.
So Kelly's mad at me, and I'm like, you can be mad at me. I'm like, I did what was right.
Yeah.
They took did the state take custody of the kid? Like take her?
No, her mom did, and
That's
she
good.
had her whole life. She raised her,
Yeah.
and then she had another one of Kelly's babies and raised her. But
Does Kelly realize the error of her ways? Like what the fuck?
Kelly's dead from
Oh, that-
fentanyl.
Oh.
So it's really
You
sad.
mentioned that earlier. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she just could never get over it. Could never. I had to part ways with her. I'd
For
help
your
her
own
every once in a while.
well-being.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just you
help.
become better than other people.
Can't help.
It's like
For
I
your
don't
own
want to go
sake.
down this path.
Well, no, I didn't ever do drugs like they did. So it was just.
That is intense.
She's like, you don't act better. I was like, I never act better than you. I was like, I've always tried to help you out and get you better. I'm like,
She resented you.
No.
No.
But she always knew when times were really bad that she could call me, and I'm like, I'll help you, and the only way that I know how to is put my foot up your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And-
that's
I mean, yeah,
exactly
else
what
are you
people
gonna
need.
do?
Yeah, I was like, I am not the friend to call for sympathy because I will never give you sympathy. Because if I called you in that situation, I won't want you to give me sympathy.
Hell no.
I need somebody. I need somebody to knock my ass into reality when I'm stupid.
Did you give the grandma the mashed potatoes?
Wow.
No, those mashed potatoes got thrown in the trash
Oh.
because I ate a lot of mashed potatoes with that bitch.
Did your mom make pretty good mashed
She
potatoes?
did. She
Put some
did.
garlic in it, some butter.
Some good
Yeah,
mashed
she,
potatoes.
She doped them up for Kelly. She was like, man, all the
What'd she put in there?
Cheese in
She
there?
put chives and lots of butter. And,
That's the way to do it, man.
That's what
yeah,
crackheads
fattening.
like. fattening. You need to be fat, like mashed up where there's like those little.
She's like, well, I
clumps of
don't
tater.
know when she's gonna eat again, so I'll make sure I give her enough.
Oh, that's sweet.
She make big old pot for her.
That's nice.
My mom loved Kelly.
Yeah,
We all did.
I'm sorry but she was the one that kind of started this whole Jerry thing.
Well, yeah. So after that is when Kelly got really bad, and they started robbing people. Miranda called
Dear God.
Jerry, and Miranda and I were living together. And she called Jerry and was like, hey, because we were watching it. And it was like, do you know a
I got
teenage
some
prostitute?
stories
And
for
she's
you.
like, by God, we do.
Oh, right. It's funny you asked that.
Oh, wow.
Spoke back with her the
Well,
other
look
day.
at here. And so she called him, and I'll be damned. And then they called me. I was like, I ain't going on that show. You know, I work hard. I don't need to. I was
Yeah.
like, nah. I was like, I've already been through my show with Kelly.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going
This
on
would
national
just stir up more
You
like
ain't-
drama and
You ain't
bullshit.
saving her, taking her on Jerry Springer. You ain't saving her.
Yeah.
She's in a bad way as she's going on to the show.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, it'd be so cool, it'd be so cool," and I just kept saying no, no, no. And then one day she called me, and she's crying, and she's like, "Mickie, I gotta get out of this situation." She's like, She's like, "I haven't called you because I know how you are." She's like, "But I'm ready." And I'm like,
Ready to
"Okay."
change?
I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You ready to change? You ready?" And she's
Right.
like, "Yeah, I'm ready to leave him, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Why?" And so I go over to her house, and I show up, and the whole side of her face is just stitched up because he punched her in the back of the head and hit her nose on the corner of the
Jesus.
counter, and it's just split her whole face off. And I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll go on Jerry Springer. I'm gonna beat everybody's ass. I was like, I ain't coming on this motherfucker unless I can
Like,
Yeah.
trying to get some
laying
revenge.
out on the ground. I was like, if I ain't gonna be able to punch him in the face, I ain't going on. I was like, I could go and punch him in his face in her house.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to punch his face on national television.
So how many
For the
did you guys all
world
get
to
on the same
see.
plane together? Like, what was
No.
the step by step? What happened?
We were all different. We were in different hotels. We were flown out different. They were wanted by the FBI for robbing, and they robbed a couple and pistol whipped their 15-year-old kid to where he almost died. So Jerry Springer actually flew them out. We had to stay
As they were
in
on
Chicago.
the FBI wanted list.
Yes. So they were harboring them
Oh.
for we weren't scheduled to be out there for 2 more weeks. And since they did that and they were wanted, they called them and they were like, if you want our show, you gotta get
go
us out of
now.
here, and you gotta put us up.
How did the Jerry Springer show not like get canceled by the FBI if
This
they were?
was in the 90s, remember?
Yeah.
This is not today.
So they didn't just bring them, they brought us all. They
How-
brought everybody that was going on the show, which was like 7, 8, 9 of us, but they put us on separate sides of town, and they paid for everything: flights, food.
How much money did you get to even go on the show, or was it just a paid
No
trip?
money to go on the show. It was just the hotel, and our food was paid.
Yeah,
We
that's
couldn't
a
even take.
solid trip.
We had to walk everywhere. We didn't get taxi money, nothing. It was just food and hotel.
Did you
So-
meet Jerry prior to going on the show, or
Jerry Springer was trying to have a threesome with me and my friend Miranda.
Of course he
And
was.
Well, no, gross.
What?
That
It's
motherfucker was-
Jerry!
He was ugly.
what? So how
Oh
did he
my
proposition
God.
you? Hi, I'm Jerry. Want to
No,
fuck?
he sent one of his workers
Of
to
course.
into the green room.
Jerry likes you.
He's like, Jerry really liked how you and Miranda held yourselves out there, and he would like to know if you'd like to come back to his room.
Oh. You're
We're
like,
like-
huh, that's
we're like,
no thank you.
No, but we want to go party with Steve and that bouncer out
Steve
there.
Wilkos, let's go,
Gotta
Steve!
Oh,
There we
Did Steve
go.
manhandle you? Oh, hold on. Before we even get to that, before the manhandling, what was the show like? The morning of, like, give me, like, walk us through it.
I mean, they took us there. They took us, and everybody going to Oprah was standing in line, and I was like, man, Oprah, I want to go to Oprah. I was like, I didn't even know they were in the same building.
This is in
Yeah,
New York,
That's hella cool.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, so-
okay.
Chicago is, man, I had never seen ever in my life. I'm from little itty bitty town outside of Wichita, Kansas.
Little bitty.
I'd never seen a bum before.
Really?
So we went downtown Chicago, and I couldn't even get 2 feet, and they were asking
Bums
me for money,
everywhere.
and I was like, "Oh my God, you poor thing! Here's $1. Here's $1." I gave all my money away
Oh,
to
no,
these
no.
bums, and then I went back to the motel room, and I saw that they were getting into BMWs and bullshit. And I was
Yeah.
like,
No
"Oh."
shit. They got
Yeah.
you.
The next day, I was like, "I ain't giving you shit."
Fuck them.
But we went to the show.
Yeah.
They did our makeup. They did our hair. And that lady, I have curly hair. You see my hair?
Yeah.
It's real curly. It was even curlier back then. And she brushed it out. It looked horrible for the Jerry Springer show. I was mad as hell.
What was your fight? You knew you were going into fight. Did you wear like jeans and a shirt or?
I wore a little cutoff shirt and a real long skirt just so everybody couldn't see my cooch.
Smart.
But
Don't
I
let
wore
the
a
cooch
skirt.
out. Come on now.
Nope.
So did you go on first and tell your side of the story, like all the drama
Miranda
going
and I
on,
went on first.
and you guys?
Yep. And
Talked
then
it
they
up.
pulled Kelly out. She didn't say a word. And Miranda was the one that started all the stuff, and she hardly said anything. So I just talk like
You're
I
talking
am now.
Yeah.
I don't care. Let's go. And then they brought this redheaded girl out, and she comes out. She's pointing her finger. I hate when people point their finger at me. You want to fight me? Point your finger at me.
That's a good
No,
way to
I will
start
not. I will not. This is the tap. This is a place of love and information.
That's a good way to pull back a stub in Kansas. I'm like, oh! I'm like, this bitch come out and point her finger.
She's
it. Like in your face?
But she didn't get to my face.
So what happened?
Nobody wants to fight me. Everybody in Kansas, not Kansas, excuse me. I am not that well known. Everybody in Wichita.
I was say,
knows.
what is the radius
I am
of
Wichita
your?
famous
Yeah.
for fighting.
Make the dick.
Yep, Mick the Dick. Don't mess with Mick the Dick. But
So
just
she's
the
in
way
your-
I come off, just in general, I think my whole persona, just the way that I am, people don't mess with me.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll mess with you before they mess with me.
I'm soft.
You could even
You're hard.
you could be muscular, and they'll go mess with the muscular guy before they mess with me.
Right.
I don't know.
So who is this redhead that's pointing at you?
Of the crack whore.
Crack.
Number 2. And she come out and she like, yeah. And she sat down and she kept talking to Miranda. Well, Miranda wouldn't say nothing. And I was like, all right.
enough.
Like a whipped dog
I
or
was like-
something? Like what?
I was
what's up
like,
with
this
her?
is enough. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Enough's
Fuck
enough.
you,
Let's
fuck
go.
you, and fuck you. And I pointed my fingers, and she wouldn't stand up to me. And Miranda bent forward, and she was like, oh, I'll buck up to Miranda. I'm like, Miranda, she fights hard too. She'll knock you out. Just
Miranda fights?
We all fought.
What was Jerry like saying, hey guys, take it easy? Or was he like, oh my, fighting's going on here?
It's ratings, so they wanted us to.
Yeah.
Right.
So she jumps up, and me and Miranda starts to swing, and I fly up over the top of Miranda, and I was trying to swing around Miranda to hit her, and the bouncer grabs her just in time before both of us hit her.
Oh, they took you guys apart.
So they pull her
Oh,
back.
lame.
She doesn't have any underwear on, so her snatch is bloop
Big time,
all
big
the way
time.
to the whole crowd.
Absolutely.
And
Some good
the
snatch.
whole time she's talking to everybody, she's got white caked all around because they smoked crack before they went on the show.
That just like where they just dried out like crack.
Yeah, all of them.
I've never smoked crack. I'm not exactly sure the.
I didn't either. I didn't
yeah.
know that that's what that was until they told me.
Like, you guys have a lot of cream in your coffee, or like what's going
I'm
on?
like-
Like, what's
I'm like-
happening over
I
there?
was like,
Uh.
she give him a blowjob? I was like, is that cum?
Ah!
And they're like, that's crack. That's
Maddie, you
crack.
ever smoke
that's
crack?
That's
No,
what
I
crack
have not.
cocaine
No.
does to you when you smoke it.
You're just
Yeah.
and you're just kind of.
You watched the Chappelle show.
I've seen the Chappelle show. I've seen
Tyrone
Biggums.
Biggums.
So did you get any punches in, or did they
I
break
punched
it up?
him in the face.
Who?
Smoke.
It was a
He
good one,
came
or what?
out, and none of them would talk shit to me. None of them. Because
they're
and
scared.
that's why they wanted me on the show so bad. Because
You're the enforcer.
I'm the one that's gonna whoop ass. And none of them would talk.
What
shit
was
to me.
Smoke trying to say? Was he defending himself? Like, what was like the point of tension between everybody? Like,
He's just like, she's my bitch and she'll do what I want her to do.
To
And-
you?
No. To just everybody.
Oh.
Jerry's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, she'll do what I want her to do. Both of these
Wow.
bitches will.
and called them bitches.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And Miranda's like, you're better than him. Why, come back home. What did it? And he said something, and his mama came out and his sister came out, and they said something, and Miranda smirked, and he looked at her, and his eyes just went blank, and he jumped up, and he ran over, and before he could even run over, I kicked my chair out, and I just squared up, knocked him right in his mouth.
He was trying to attack her?
Yeah, and he didn't even get to her. I just squared up and just socked him right in his mouth and hit him so hard he fell back. The bouncer fell back, and then he started running back at me, and I had my finger up, and I was like, I was like, you're a punk ass bitch. And he's like, and still, he didn't see me. He was going after her. He was like, he's like, I put it on the block. You just signed your death certificate. And Jerry goes, what'd you just say? He's like, I put it on the block. And I was like, what block? I was like, you don't even have a home, motherfucker. I was like, the block you walk around? Because you ain't got a car.
How fake, how much of a front was this guy putting on? Like, did he have parents that loved him? He's just trying to pretend to be this gangster?
His mom worked at the surgery center with my mom.
Oh.
His mom's a good person, it seems.
Well,
to work at a surgery
He
center?
was not-
I
he
mean...
was not suffering.
The saga continues. No, she ain't a good person.
This,
So
But he was not like
the
suffering.
plot thickens, you're telling me?
She raised a bad kid.
What happened?
My mom's like, I gotta go to work with her. I was like, if she talks to you funny, I'll show up and whoop her ass again.
Was she a piece of shit?
They tried. So after the show, they took us out one way and they took them out the other way because we was fighting.
China.
Like, so it was a brawl. Like, was the crowd just cheering
Were
it
they
on?
going,
Oh yeah, they loved it.
They loved it.
And they loved it because
Jerry.
Jerry Chance.
they were like, we've never seen girls fight like that before.
So this was like...
Swinging like dudes.
Would you say
you started this?
No, they were fighting. They had fights before us, but we were.
But this was
we
like the
were
momentum
girls.
was rolling towards what we saw. Say, Austin Powers, Despite Who Shagged Me. Like when Dr. Evil comes back, that Jerry Springer's. Did you ever see that movie? If it's like the fight, it's fighting's expected. It's like the raw, like primal Jerry, not the I'm trying to be like Ricky Lake or trying to be sincere and soft Jerry.
Well, they figured out they were getting ratings, so they were like,
I'm sure
oh.
they
so like
figured that out
you were
real
keeping
fast.
that
We were-
momentum rolling.
We were at that point that they were like, how do we do this without getting sued?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Waivers.
They took us out back.
That's why you signed the
his
waivers.
mom and sister come running around to get Kelly and Miranda because none of them coming at me. They don't want to come at me.
None of them did.
But they come running, and I grabbed her and I threw her, and I threw her so hard I went with her, and we hit that book wall. You know, they come out and there's bookshelf. That used to be fake, and that was just a wall. And Jerry was sitting there doing his final thoughts. They had to take us out because we wouldn't quit fighting.
You guys are in the
We
back.
wanted to shut up, so they took us back there. So she come running. They all come running around because they took them out that way. They come running this way, and they come running, and they're running to fight, and I just was like, Chuck, and I just chucked her so hard we hit that fake wall, and the wall fell down, almost fell down on top of Jerry Springer.
Wait, so like Jerry's talking and then just
Yeah, so
this is like a movie. Mickey.
it literally
We
was
could make a movie about
insane.
your life.
So they grab us and they throw me in a different room, and they have me and Miranda in one room, and they throw Kelly in another room because they arrested them after the show because they were wanted by the FBI.
And they just like admitted
So all of
everything
them-
on camera.
This was live. This was live.
They did not even talk about the kid or the burglaries or anything. They never got to any of. They didn't do any of that. It was just about
It's
prostitution.
just a pimp prostituting out very young
and us
women.
trying to save her. We even had
That
our
was
friend.
the- so
we
that
even
was the
had our
story.
friend Pat, who was in a gang, a real gang. He brought her flowers, and he was like, "I'll save you, honey."
Who is this Pat character?
Pat Benoit. He's a good homie. I love
a
him
homie?
today. I love him to today.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Still in the gang?
Once you're in a gang, you're always in a gang.
That's
He's in the Vatalocos boys.
Vatos Locos. So it sounds like you're a friend of all races, all peoples.
I don't see color. I see character.
So here's a good example, at least in my opinion.
I had to
of
stay in the
just, like-
motel room with him for a week.
Oh, really?
He was like, "You really have a nice bubble butt, Mickey."
And you say,
That's quite the compliment.
gracias.
I was like,
That's
my
quite the
butt, my butt
compliment.
was cool before J-Lo's.
Hey.
I was like,
The
thanks, J-Lo.
original.
It's like nobody liked my butt until you.
People, I think, virtue signal so much when it comes to race or pandering, but when you're in traffic, I have screamed and yelled, and I want to guarantee anybody who's been cut off or whatever, you're going to scream and yell, and it doesn't matter what race they are. It doesn't. You're like, oh, you're a shit driver. You're pissing me off. You're going to scream. Nothing racist. Like, that is just judgment of character and shitty driving skills, and you're going to scream. Here we go. At least I do. I don't give a fuck.
All of my friends know that I will say inappropriate things when I'm mad or I'm drunk.
as one
Or
must.
both.
As one must.
And I mean, if you think it's racist, go on ahead and run with it. Shit. I won't be your friend no more. Don't call me when shit hits the fan.
Mm-hmm. It's a mess for everybody.
When you lose your house and you got to move to another one, don't call me to help me. Because I got horse trailers. Because I'm a racist.
Hey, I have to
You
use the
can't pick
restroom.
and choose when I'm a racist.
You guys want to take a potty break real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, God, I hate to do it, but we must draw this part 1 to an end of this Mickie and Maddy podcast. It's absolutely bonkers and wild, and I can't wait to edit and complete the next part so you guys can finish it. The glorious climax of part 2 of this 2-parter. Only on the tab. Let's go. See you next time.
You lose! Good day, sir!